Good morning, class. Today is Tuesday. Our month is May. Yesterday was the 10th, so today is the 11th. Tuesday, May the 11th, 2021. And it's a beautiful sunny day today. And it's still spring. So if today is Tuesday, we know that yesterday was Monday. And tomorrow will be Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday, May the 11th, 2021. And let's thank Jesus for this beautiful day that he's given to us. Dear Jesus, thank you for this lovely sunny day. Thank you for the season of spring and new life. Thank you that we have healthy bodies and minds. We have families and homes, and we have a school to learn. And we can learn in different ways. We can learn at home, and we can learn at our school, DCA. But right now, we're thankful that we have homes and we can still learn new things. Help us to enjoy the day you've given us. Help us to do our best at everything, our schoolwork, being part of our families, helping, having fun, and getting exercise, and just getting the most out of the day. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Will you stand for O Canada? Arms by your sides, standing straight. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. That was wonderful singing. I bet you've got that by heart, learned by heart by now. And let's move on to our memory verse. Our new memory verse this week that we started yesterday is found in the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 13. And it reminds us who God is. He says, I am the Lord, your God, who holds your hand and says to you, do not be afraid. I will help you. And isn't that a wonderful thing to know? That whatever we're going through, however we're feeling, Jesus is there. He's our friend. He's our God. And he will hold our hand and he will help us. So keep practicing that one. It's an important one to memorize and have in your heart for whenever you're feeling afraid. And we all feel afraid sometimes, and that's okay. But courage means that when we have something important to do, even if we're feeling afraid, we trust Jesus to help us and we do our best and we learn something new. Well, we have a story today called God is Our Protector, and we're learning about courage. And the part of the Bible that we're reading today is in the book of Psalms. Now we know that the shepherd and the king, David, wrote many of the Psalms, their songs and their poems. And in Psalm 91, it talks about many different ways that God protects his children. And as you're reading Psalm 91 with your family, maybe you could listen closely and hear as many different ways that God protects us. And after you're done reading it, you can say the different ways that you heard that God protects his children. How many different ways can you think of God protects us every day? When we're driving, when we're playing, so many different ways. So I hope you really enjoy reading that psalm and think hard and listen well when you hear it, so that you can be reminded of how many ways God protects his children. And as we move on from our Bible time to our language time, the first thing you're going to do is your craft letter pages. JKs, you have an uppercase page to do. SKs, you have a lowercase letter craft page to do. And some of you have different ones than others because Mrs. Pedler is trying to give you pages that you may have missed. Maybe you weren't there that day. So whatever craft page you have fun with that. Your best coloring. And the SKs, as well as their craft page, will do their cut and paste page. And remember, you have to look at all the pictures at the bottom and see which picture does not match. Which picture does not start with the sound that's on the letter page. So that's easy because you've done those craft pages many times, but make sure that you're doing your best work. And we'll move on to our math sheets when you're done your craft letter page. In math, who remembers what we're talking about? That's right, we've been learning how to add. How to add how many numbers together? To add two numbers together to come up with the answer. And what do we say when we're adding two numbers together? We say plus. And what do we say when we're asking what the answer is when we add two numbers together? We say equal. Well, JKs, you have an adding page, and at the top it says add it up. And in each rectangle you have different pictures, two sets of pictures. In the first rectangle you have two sets of sheep. In the first set we have 1, 2, 3 sheep. In the next set we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheep. So what would our two numbers be that we're adding together? 3 plus 5. So we want to find out how many sheep there are all together when we add the two different sets of sheep. 3 sheep plus 5 sheep equals. Now, down below that, in the next rectangle, you have two sets of corn. And soon it will be the season for eating corn on the cob. That's one of my favorite things to do in summertime. Do you like to eat corn on the cob? In our first set of corn, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cobs of corn. In our next set of corn, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cobs of corn. So what are our two sets of corn, or our two numbers that we're adding? 4 plus 6 equals. And you need to put the answer for how many cobs of corn there are. Remember, when you're at home, you can use anything that you have for counters to help you add up your numbers or your sets. In the next rectangle, we have trumpets. 1 trumpet plus 3 trumpets. In the last rectangle, we have haystacks. And that's another thing that we see in summertime. In a couple months, we'll probably see tractors and wagons and farmers building their muscles, picking up the hay bales so that they can put them in their barns for their animals, their cows and their horses. Alrighty, let's practice one of those questions together. Our handy dandy whiteboard. There we go. Let's do our cobs of corn. They might not look very much like cobs of corn, but I'll do my best. So there's the husk. I like taking the husk off of cobs of corn. It's fun. And what do we have in our first? We have 4 cobs plus 6 cobs. That's the question on your page. But I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 plus, try to move this board over a little bit more, plus 2. Three cobs in this set plus 2 cobs in this set equals 3 plus 2. What does it equal? Let's try our fingers to help us out. 3 plus 2 more, of course, equals 5. Now let's do it with sticks. Let's do 4 sticks, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 plus 6 equals 4 fingers, and then 6 fingers equals how many fingers? 10 fingers. Let's do it with our cubes. 4 cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We put them together. 4 plus 6 equals 10. Let's count them and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 4 plus 6, 4 sticks plus 6 sticks equals 10 sticks. All right, I'm sure that you'll be able to figure those out and do a good job on them, and you can use whatever you have at home for your counters. All right, SKs, you have your own addition page. On the first side of the page, it has fish and starfish. The question says, put in the number of fish in this box, put in the number of starfish in this box. So those are your 2 numbers that you're adding. And then they want to know the total number of sea creatures. So the fish plus the starfish. 6 fish plus 3 starfish. 6 plus 3 equals. Let's count and see how many sea creatures there are altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 sea creatures. 6 fish and 3 starfish. On the second half of the page, how many cars are there altogether? Write the numbers. Let's do one of those together on our whiteboard. This one has 5 cars plus 1 car. Let's do that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus 1. 5 plus 1. In this set, we have 5 cars. In this set, we have 1 car. So our math sentence is 5 plus 1. And what does that equal? 5 plus 1 more, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 plus 1 equals 6. You can go ahead and do both sides of that math page. I'm sure that you will do a great job on it. Easy peasy. And of course, when we're learning things, we don't have to know them automatically because practicing helps us learn. So that's our math for today. And I hope that you're enjoying your French and your music from Miss Cat, Madame Cat, and Mrs. Kenny. But that's all the work that we have for today. So I think it's time to get up and stretch and move. And we'll do that together with a song. While Mrs. Peddler's getting the song ready, you can start to get ready to move. Stretch up high. Ready to march to Grandpa's farm? Are you marching? It's a long march. Keep marching. Keep marching. We're still marching. It's a long laneway to Grandpa's farm. But it's a fun walk. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a brown cow. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a big brown cow. The cow, it goes a lot like this. Moo. It sounds a lot like this. Moo. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a Down on Grandpa's farm there is a little white chicken. The chicken, it goes a lot like this. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. Heads up, getting lots of fresh air and exercise. Are you running? Are you skipping? Are you hopping? Are you seeing nature all around you? Keep moving. Oh, down on Grandpa's farm there is a spotted goat. Down on Grandpa's farm there is a little spotted goat. The goat, it goes a lot like this. Ma, ma. It goes a lot like this. Ma, ma. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. Down on Grandpa's farm there is an old banjo. Play your banjos. There is an old banjo. The banjo, it goes a lot like this. The banjo, it goes a lot like this. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. We're almost there. We're on our way to Grandpa's farm. Whew. Wonderful exercise. Wonderful singing. And we made it. Don't you love going to Grandpa and Grandma's house? And being out in nature? I hope that you get a chance to go for some walks with your family. I hope that you had some wonderful times this past weekend with your family and with your mom. Did you have a fun Mother's Day? Well, after all that exercise, I think we need to take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Open them, shut them. Open them, shut them. Give a little clap. Open them, shut them. Open them, shut them. Give a little tap. Open them, shut them. Open them, shut them. And fold them in your lap, because now it's story time. I hope you had fun with your cloudy day books. Did you get a chance to make them? Did you think of some funny things that could rain out of the sky? Like meatballs, like cats and dogs? I hope you had fun with that. We have been getting a lot of cloudy days, but we have a sunny day today, and we had some sunny days on the weekend. So, this week we are talking about weather, and this book is called Weather Words. Hot, thunder and lightning, snow. What do they mean, weather words? This book is written by the author Gail Gibbons. Rain, fair, blizzard. These are all weather words. The weather changes from day to day. Weather words explain what the weather is like outside. Look, it's sunny. I need my rain boots. It's raining. What a hot, humid day it is. The weather forecast is fair today. So those are all different days with different weather. Rainy, hot and humid, sunny, snowy. Temperature, that's an important weather word. The weather is made up of temperature, air pressure. How much pressure is in the air? How much moisture is in the air? Moisture, of course, is liquid. How fast the wind is moving. These are all part of temperature. Air pressure, moisture, and wind. The position of the sun is what causes the temperature to change. So how close or far away we are from the sun. And we know that places that are closer to the equator or the middle of the globe. Here's our globe. Can you see it? And we know that places that are near the equator, that's that middle, imaginary middle line, those places get warmer weather, more warmer weather, because they're closer to the sun. And in the summer, we get warmer weather because we're closer to the sun in the summer and farther away from it in the winter. Well, what does air pressure mean? Air pressure is the force produced by the weight of the air pressing on the earth. Air pressure is the air pressing down on the earth. So how much air is pressing on the earth each day can change, and that is the air pressure. Temperature, how close we are to the sun. Air pressure, how much weight of the air is pressing down on the earth. All right, moisture. Moisture in the air comes from water that evaporates from the oceans. We've talked about evaporation, right? When we went to the sugar shack, we talked about the water evaporating out of the sap that came from the tree. When the sap was boiling, those molecules inside the sap were moving faster and faster. And when that happens, the liquid turns to gas and goes up into the air, and that's called evaporation. And we talked about how on a sunny day, The sun, the warmth of the sun draws the water out of the oceans and up to the clouds. That's called evaporation. And when that water is turning into a gas into the air and going up to the clouds, that's moisture in the air. And that makes the air feel humid and heavy when that moisture is in the air. Wind is air in motion. That means wind is air that's moving. And we can't see it, but we can sure feel it, and we can see the trees bending. Wind, moisture. Can you see the evaporation of the water up into the air? We can't really see it, but we can feel it on a hot, humid day. And we can see it in the clouds. Temperature. The temperature goes up and down. When the sun rises in the morning, the air becomes warmer and the temperature goes up. It's always a little cooler at nighttime, isn't it? But when the sun rises to the sky, the temperature starts to warm up. When the sun sets, that means when the sun is coming down in the evening, the air becomes cooler and the temperature goes down. The temperature also changes with the seasons. In the summer, the sun is high in the sky. The days are warm and long. And we're starting to get some of those days. Soon we'll be getting a lot of them, hopefully. In the winter, the sun is low in the sky. The days are cold and shorter. And it gets dark at night a lot sooner in the winter time, doesn't it? In the summer, it stays light in the evenings, and that's so beautiful. Here, we're going to talk a little bit about air pressure again. High air pressure is when the air particles are close together. The air is usually cool and dry. High pressure often brings fair weather. High air pressure is when the air particles are close together. They're clinging together. And when they cling together in the sky, we get clouds, right? But also, when we have high air pressure, it's usually cool and dry. And we can get some nice weather. Low pressure is when the air particles are farther apart. The air is usually warm and moist. Low pressure often brings bad weather. So when we have low pressure, the molecules are coming further apart and the air is usually warm and moist. And we might get some rain. Moisture. The amount of moisture in the air is called humidity. Warm air has more moisture in it than cold air. So warm air is when the molecules are moving faster, and warm air has more moisture in it than cold air. Warm air has more liquid in it than cold air does. And that might be a humid day where the air feels heavy. At night, when the air cools down, it can't hold as much moisture. The moisture that forms on the ground is called dew. So when evaporation is when the liquid goes up into the air, and that happens when things are warming up. The sun is warming up and drawing the liquid up. But when the air cools down at nighttime, it can't hold as much liquid in it anymore. And so it deposits or drops some of it on the grass. And when you wake up really early in the morning, you might still see some of that liquid on the grass called dew. That's because the air is cooler. The temperature goes below, if the temperature goes below freezing, the dew freezes, and that's called frost. You've seen frost on things on a cold winter morning. Well, that's because the air is cool and it can't hold as much liquid, and then that dew on the grass and on your windows freezes into frost. Dew, there might be some dew on the daffodil and the grass in the morning. Frost, there might be frost on your windows or on the grass in a cold winter morning or fall. Moisture makes clouds too. When the water evaporates from the rivers, lakes, and oceans, it is called vapor. We know that's water that's a gas, right? Vapor is a gas. And it turns into gas or water vapor when the sun draws it up from the lakes, rivers, and oceans up to the sky. And it's warm when it's going up there, but when it gets up to the sky, it cools down a little bit, and they slow down a little bit and they collect into clouds until the cloud can't hold any more. Clouds come in all shapes and sizes. There are three main kinds of clouds. The cumulus clouds, they're the puffy, beautiful clouds on a nice summer day, like those white puffy ones that look like big kernels of popcorn. There's cirrus clouds. They're the highest in the sky, and they mean fair weather too, but not quite as nice as the cumulus cloud weather. There's the cirrus clouds. They're kind of those wispy ones. These are the cumulus clouds. The wispy ones are the cirrus clouds. And then the third kind is the stratus clouds. Those are the low gray ones when it's stormy and rainy. There's the stratus clouds and the rain coming out of those gray clouds. The cumulus clouds, the white puffy one on a nice summer day. The stratus clouds, the wispy ones, can still be partly sunny out there. And the stratus clouds, the storm clouds. Three main ones: cumulus, stratus, and cirrus. The wispy ones are the cirrus ones. Cumulus, stratus, and cirrus. Stratus are storm clouds. Cumulus are white puffy, nice weather clouds, and stratus are the wispy clouds. Okay, do you think you can remember those three different kinds? There are other kinds too with long names. There are combinations of cumulus, cirrus, and stratus clouds. Cirrocumulus clouds usually mean changing weather. It could be changing to stratus clouds when you have a cirrocumulus cloud. Cirrostratus clouds bring rain and snow. Nimbostratus clouds bring rain or snow. So those are just combinations of the cumulus, the stratus, and the cirrus. You can see those different changing weather. Changing from sunny to more gray. There's just started to rain, but there's still a little bit of sun in the sky. And here's a rainy day with gray clouds. Those are the stratus ones. Alrighty. And the clouds that we have when we're getting a thunderstorm are called cumulonimbus. That's a fun word, isn't it? Cumulonimbus. That's usually when we get thunder and lightning. Cumulonimbus. See the lightning in the dark gray clouds? A cloud close to the Earth's surface is called fog. Did you know that? When a cloud from the sky is very low to the ground, it's not in the sky, it's right at the ground, that's called fog. We've all seen fog before. It's touching the ground. It's a cloud touching the ground. That means that water has evaporated and collected, but it's lower and it's close to the ground, and that fog is water vapor in a gas. So there's some fog touching the ground. Big clouds touching the ground are fog. That's water vapor or gas. Rain forms inside rain clouds. The water vapor that evaporates from the ground up to the clouds forms tiny water drops. So the water is starting to turn back into liquid, from a gas to liquid in the cloud, and makes little raindrops. The tiny raindrops join together until they become heavy. So heavy that the cloud breaks apart and the rain comes down. When the clouds are heavy enough, the water droplets fall and we get rain. Well, we will read a little more about rain and different types of weather, like thunderstorms and rainbows, and we'll find out about how those different interesting weather patterns are made. God has made an interesting world, and weather is really interesting in the different ways that it happens and the different types of weather. So I think we'll stop there in our weather book today, but tomorrow we'll find out about more weather words and what they mean. You have a wonderful day. We'll meet together again tomorrow. Bye for now.